alive anyway. Ayan. Okay, so good morning, friends. Um, Good morning to our Zoom participants. Si
Yes, good
Gloria, si Denden,
morning.
si Debong, and RJ, who is volunteering to be our sign
Okay.
language interpreter this morning. Okay. And for my mother who's trying to log in to our Zoom. Um, and to all our viewers, to
And
all
you were
our
gonna
viewers in
instructions.
Facebook, okay, to all our viewers in
Mm,
Facebook, and later on in YouTube, we
Facebook.
will stream this in YouTube, and then also in WordPress. We will also post this video in WordPress. But now we are live,
Yeah.
so we are inviting everybody to join this. You can join the Zoom meeting itself, or you can also join by uh, listening in or tuning in to our broadcast. Okay. Sige. So I'll start sharing my screen now. Okay. Okay. See, I will highlight RJ. Yeah. And so this is our okay ideas and trends. This is the third of a series of installments of 30 installments of our entrepreneurship topic, starting, managing, and growing your small business. And this is the third one now. We will focus on ideas and trends. Okay. So this is an activity by the Center for Persons with Disability Advocates Affairs, okay, in which I and Gloria Antwerpia are the admins, and a lot of members, volunteers like Debong and Denden. They have been with us uh, for a long time now. Okay. And
Yes.
uh, as you can see, we have specified our vision. Okay, we have specified our vision. Turning helpless persons with disability into empowered PWD advocates. Okay. For the past 2 months, we've been asked, what is this group for? What is this group for? So for Glow and I, we don't have any doubt about what we want to do, but for the benefit of our constituents, we have really sat down. We have broken our brains. We have clashed our brains to define what we want to do, okay, and what we see, what we envision. And this is what we came up with. This is what we envision. Turning helpless persons with disability into empowered PWD advocates. And as and this activity this morning, okay, this activity this morning is about that. We want we want all our constituents, okay, we want all our persons with disabilities, we want all our persons with disability advocates to be financially equipped, okay, to be financially stable, or at least have a source of income. Okay. So we came up with a series of webinars on how to do it independently. Of course, we can always look for a job, and that is what I recommend at first. Okay, we can all look for a job first because it gives us a steady stream of income, and then start a business, a small business on the side. That's what we advocate. But for some who really cannot get a job for some reason, they can start a business. They can start a small business. Okay? And this is what we are trying to develop among our constituents in the center. Okay? So let me go to our next slide now. Okay, so this is idea strength. That's today. Okay. In the picture there is Gloria and I. Si Gloria has been very active with the uh, trainings offered by the RISE program of the Maybank Foundation. Okay. So yan. And that picture there is me when I was still active with Bloomberg TV Philippines. Okay. I'm in front of a Bloomberg terminal where we can see the investments, okay, the investments uh, in real time. Okay, these are all businesses, although these are foreign ones, and we can and also local ones. Okay, because it can get real time data from all stock markets in the world. Okay, successful. Okay, okay, what is the secret of a successful entrepreneur? Okay, if I were to choose, if I were to choose a word or a characteristic or a noun or an adjective for a successful entrepreneur, he should be or she should be an innovator. Okay? Should be an innovator. Versus, I put it here, versus variety store operator. Okay? In our language, Filipino, yung sari-sari store. Okay? Because when we think of a business, the first thing a Filipino would think about would be a sari-sari store, or in English, a variety store. Okay? Of course, there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven is a variety store. It's a corner store. It's a corner variety store. Okay? But 7-Eleven made it very, very convenient. Okay? 7-Eleven made it 24 hours. 7-Eleven added innovations. Okay? 7-Eleven added a lot of innovations to the concept of a variety store. Okay. But what the last meeting, okay, I asked May. Dito na si May. Hello, May.
Good morning po.
Ano, I asked May,
Morning,
May,
May.
what
Morning, ma'am.
makes your sari-sari store different from the other sari-sari stores?
Oh, nice.
Oh, so May mentioned some differences, but not enough. Not enough to make May's sari-sari store unique. And when I asked how is her sari-sari store different from the next sari-sari store, I was in fact looking for some kind of an innovation, some kind of an effort on May's part to differentiate her sari-sari store from all other sari-sari stores. Okay, so okay, having said that, go to okay. These are the three sub ideas. Okay, these are the three sub ideas that we are going to discuss today. Okay, finding new business ideas. Okay, evaluating your ideas and market testing. Okay, so these are the three sub ideas that we are going to discuss. Okay. Ayan, okay. The the evolution of shoes. If I ask you now, you can unmute yourselves. When, what what city what city comes to mind when we talk of shoes? What city comes to your mind when we talk of shoes? Si Gloria. Gloria, unmute mo sarili mo.
Marikina?
Marikina.
Yes,
Oh,
Marikina, yes.
Marikina, di ba?
Yeah.
When
The
we talk
capital
of
shoe. The capital shoe of the Philippines.
Shoe capital of the Philippines. When we talk about shoes in the Philippines, automatic Marikina.
Marikina.
Okay? And when we talk of Marikina, we immediately think of shoes. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? So let's take a look at shoes. Okay? Yung footwear natin. Let's take a look at our footwear. When we think of footwear as a product, okay, these shoes as a product, okay, has gone a lot of evolution in history. Can you imagine the first man who ever thought of an idea to protect his feet, okay, when he is working or when he's walking. Okay? Can you imagine the first one who thought of it? Okay. And then can you imagine the first one who thought of making more than one for himself and probably share it with another and probably exchanged or bartered his shoe with another product that he needs that somebody else has invented. So the shoes alone, if we look at it, it has undergone an evolution. Okay? And from a business point of view, okay, the shoes has gone a lot of innovations all through these years, all through these centuries. Okay, so let me share this video. Okay. Let me check if I can. Okay, I will share the sound also. Ayan. Okay. So, oops. Be double check my. Okay, again. Oops. Oops. Ayan. Take two.
Have you ever wondered how shoes evolved? Well, here in Marikina City, in the Zapatos Festival 2015, the shoe manufacturers and the city government have tried to show you how shoes evolved. wish I could touch the exhibit here, but it's a hands-off please policy. However, you can almost feel the sage bark used in the sandals that can be found in a cave in Oregon.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So yung shoes. Okay. Shoes is just one product. One product, and not only Marikina. Okay. Although in the Philippines it's Marikina, but not only Marikina. But this is a global product. Not only today, but ever since the time of our ancestors. They've been thinking of a product, yung shoes. And all these years, they're trying to innovate it. Okay? They innovate. And right now, okay, I suppose the number one leader in the world would be Italy. Okay? Italy would be the number one shoe manufacturer. Actually, what makes them number one is because their shoes are handmade. It's not the machine, but because it's handmade still. Okay? And they've made a name for their country. Okay? But of course, not only the country, it's the individual business people. I suppose their business also started out small. Okay? It was a small business before, which grew and grew and grew. And the driving force is innovation. They thought of innovation and among other things, but craftsmanship is also very important. But then our focus is on the idea to innovate the product as simple as shoe. And this is only shoes. And there are other products that we need. Okay? There are other things we need, other services that we need to keep on innovating. So how do we now find new business ideas? Okay, after looking at the shoes, okay, what about you? Are you somebody who likes shoes? Are you somebody who likes food? Are you somebody who likes tourism? Are you somebody? Okay. One source of ideas is you yourself. Things that you really, really like, things that you love. Okay. And that can be the source of your business ideas. Okay. Inventor and trade shows. Okay. Okay. Have you ever attended the trade shows? Okay, and then mga inventors, have you ever met an inventor? Have you ever tried talking to an inventor? Okay. Uh, these events are very important as a source, okay, as a source of uh, of ideas, okay, yung mga inventors. And ideally, you yourself you yourself can be thinking like an inventor. Okay? And then if you attend trade shows, you can get more ideas also. Okay? Foreign products. Yung foreign products, okay, if we observe foreign products, what we can do is, you know, try to see what else can be done. How else can it be innovated? Okay? I think the our Asian brothers in China and Japan, I think they are the ones who are very good at this. Okay, they look at foreign products and then they innovate. They make some improvements. Okay, they make some adjustments to the product, and then they can call it their own. Okay? Another source of ideas is the media. Okay, dito, all of us, I think we like watching TV. All of us like watching movies. All of us like watching or reading magazines. Okay. My favorite example for the media is science fiction. Okay. Science fiction is Star Trek, Star Wars. Okay. All of those were ideas for movies. Okay. Like yung telecommunicators nila. Okay. Kasi yung Star Trek, 1960s, 1970s pa yon eh. But now we have our mobile phones. Okay, now we have our mobile phones. It was an idea in a movie, from a movie, from a TV series, a not so expensive TV series. But now they have become realities. Okay. Social media. Okay. And then yung manufacturers. We can get a lot of ideas from manufacturers. So if you have a chance to have a friend who is a manufacturer, go ahead and make friends with him. Okay. Like for example, uh, let's talk about the jeepney. Okay. Our our jeepney. Okay. The jeepney is actually a product of the end of World War II. Yung end of World War II, okay, we had a lot of American jeeps, yung military jeeps nila. Okay? And a manufacturer thought, why don't we convert? Okay, why don't we convert all these military jeeps into a jeepney, not transportation, public transportation? Okay? So it started from there. It evolved until it became the jeepney what that we see now. And the company that made it very famous is Sarao, di ba? Yung Sarao jeepney. Okay. Again, another example is in Germany, yung World War II. Okay, yung World War II, si Hitler thought, si Hitler wanted a tank, okay, that can withstand the heat without using water. Without using, so gusto niya, sabi nila, I want a tank that does not need water to cool itself. Invento naman yung mga military engineers niya. Okay, nakagawa sila ng tank without using water. What happened after the war? After the war, okay, an engineer thought, why don't we use this technology to make Volkswagen? So nandun na yung Beetle, yung Volkswagen. Hitler also wanted a people's car. Okay? So he said, okay, let's make it small. Let's make it small. And then let's make use of the tank technology na air-cooled, no water. And nasaan na yung Volkswagen ngayon? Okay, Volkswagen today is a is a is a brand name of Germany na. Okay, yung Volkswagen. Okay. So yung manufacturers sa atin so far jeepney pa lang tayo, but baka meron tayong manufacturer who can, you know, something small but something very useful, something marketable. Okay. The government is another source of ideas. Actually, the government, for example, sa Department of Science and Technology, in DOST has a lot of research, and they have integrated it with business and entrepreneurship. They have a lot of technology available for us for the taking. Okay? If we just go there, take a look at, kasi usually they exhibit it, may showroom sila for all their researches. In all things, may food, may manufacturing, merong engineering, in almost all aspects, meron silang research. Okay, sa government. Okay. Yeah, related to research and development. Yung sa research and development, ito yung mga companies. Some companies, they have their own. Okay? So, why not have our own then? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be big. You know, it's the mentality. It's the mentality. It's the attitude of having some kind of a research going on in your mind. Okay, because I know research and development is a very costly undertaking. Okay? But if we can start thinking about it in our small businesses, diba? On the side, we are starting to have that research going on in our mind. Okay? Yung licensing broker, okay, ito hindi pa masyadong popular in the Philippines, but we can make use of the information of licensing brokers, okay, because they have a lot of connections sa business, mga business ideas. We can now also hire them. Okay, and then the ultimate scavenger hunt. Okay, we say ultimate scavenger hunt because just like a scavenger. Okay, imagine a scavenger, nasa kalsada siya, looking at all corners of the street. Naghahalongkat siya ng basura. Why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? Because he's looking for something. He's looking for something unique, something different, something, something. He's looking for treasure. He's looking for treasure, whatever that is. Okay, for a scavenger, I think all of us should be some kind of a scavenger where we will look at every corner. Look at every corner. Look at every nook and crags, okay, to search for that business idea that only you could have found because you did the searching. You did the scavenging. Okay, let me show some more ideas. This one, uh, this one is Art in Island. Okay, and it's persons with disability advocates. We have artists. Okay, we have artists. Uh, yung Art in Island is actually an art museum. Okay, it's an art museum, but he innovated. He added interactivity. He added interactivity to sa art museum niya. And this is some of the videos that my my brother and my sister and I did when we were when we got together last Christmas. Okay, I'll show you some of the videos. That's my brother. It's my brother and my sister. And this is my brother. So this is an art museum, but the thing is, the businessman here made it into an interactive art museum. Okay, so sa Art in Island, yun yung naging kanyang innovation to the business of museums. Okay, let's talk about evaluating your idea. Kasi eventually you have an idea, okay? In fact, maybe for some, ideas come easily. Ang daming ideas. You cannot attend to all those ideas. So what do? You have to evaluate naman. Okay, you have to evaluate. And in evaluating your ideas, you can evaluate it in terms of its level of difficulty. How do you execute it? Okay. So there are ideas that are simple, okay? Simple ideas you can automatically, immediately implement it, okay? It's a simple idea. Okay? You can immediately apply it. Okay? Now na, let's do it now. Maybe it's yung capitalization is not so big, so and then some moderately difficult ideas. Okay, maybe before you can start, maybe you would need 6 months, 6 months before you can have your opening day in business ninyo. And of course, yung difficult ideas, okay, maybe it will take a year before you can actually say, oh, launch na tayo. Okay. Because we need to prepare, we need to work on the idea. Okay, so one way of evaluating your idea is by considering the product cycle. Okay, yung product cycle. All products, including shoes, would have a product cycle. Okay. First, your product will have an introduction phase. Okay, people don't know about your product. It will have an introduction phase. Okay. Number 2, people got to know your product. They started buying. They like it. They buy. Okay, they buy. They tell other friends, oh, this product is good. So nagkakaroon ng growth yung product. Okay. Number 3, maturity. Product is very popular. Okay, it's very popular now. Very popular, and everybody likes to buy it. And then number 4, saturation. Okay? So saturation, ibig sabihin, napupuno na yung market. The market is saturated. Maybe other companies followed your idea. Maybe other companies followed your idea. They made a similar product, or the worst is ginaya nila todo yung product mo. Okay? And the market has been fully saturated. Puno-puno na, masyado nang marami. Maybe masyado na ring mura kasi over competition na. Okay? And yung 5th is the decline. Then your product starts declining. Okay? So this is the product cycle. So when you come up with a business idea, in terms of where is that product in this cycle now? Is it still in the introduction? Nasa growth na ba? Maturity. The worst is yung number 4 and 5. Don't entertain a business idea if it's already in number 4 and number 5. No, nasa saturation na and decline. Okay, think of a product which is still in the 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Better if nasa 1. Okay, nasa 1. Talagang you're in the first. Okay, you're in the first place in your client's mind, in your customer's mind. Okay, so what are we trying to do? 3 things. Okay, the first is think about the problem. Okay? Think about the problem, plan, or project. We're just thinking about it. Okay? If you get more serious, think into the problem, plan, or project. Okay, get more serious. But number 3 is think through. Okay? When we start thinking through, no detail should be missed. Okay? No problem should be unanticipated. Okay? You should try to anticipate all possible problems. All possible, you should be asking what if. Yan na yung what if. But don't ask what if to discourage yourself. Okay? Ask what if to think through the problem, the plan, or the project. Because when you think through, okay, you're thinking of how this idea will succeed. You are really thinking of success. Because ideas really needs a lot of thinking. Okay? And I think this is where we should put all our efforts in. Thinking. Okay, so these are some more additional factors for consideration. Okay, we think of stability. Okay, does this business idea have a chance for stability? Okay, is it really unstable? It's very risky to do it now because it's unstable. What about the growth? Can you foresee growth in this business idea? Marketability. Can you market this business idea? Will people patronize it? Okay. Will people at least try it? Try your product? Okay. Research and development. How much research and development will you need to invest on to keep this business idea going? Okay, in research and development, especially if you are in the technology side. Okay, may kung heavy into technology, if your business idea needs a lot of technology, you would need to spend a little more on research and development. Engineering, does your product need a lot of engineering knowledge, okay, or expertise? Production, how is your product going to be produced? Is this
May
going to
sara
be
yan.
handmade? Okay. Okay. And then handmade ba to? Do you need a factory to do this? Okay, to be competitive? Do you need a farm to produce your agribusiness products? Okay. Do you need a greenhouse? Okay. Like for example, in China, they can produce vegetables the whole year kasi greenhouse na lahat yung major vegetable producers nila. Okay. Even in winter, they can produce vegetables because they are all in greenhouses. Okay, let me show you a video. Okay, this one is one type of business. Okay, Facebook. I'd like to thank episode
It's not this lush, this grass you can see around here. All of the area is full of this grass and the small plants. When the river drops down, local they have to cut and they burn the grass for they start to make the crop again. This is common in the rainforest. It's not this lush and burning or destroy the land, but to try to make the land more productive. The sensationalism in the Amazon the last.
Okay, so this is Enilson. He's a tour guide. Okay, he's a tour guide of the Amazon forest. Okay, he's a tour guide in the Amazon forest. Okay, tourism can itself be a business. Right now, ang byword is ecotourism. Okay. Maybe in your place, maybe you are located in a place that can be developed into an ecotourism spot. Why ecotourism spot? Because you know, a lot of foreigners, especially those who travel a lot, have gotten tired of going into tourist spots that are commercialized, okay, too commercialized. So they are now looking into not so commercialized location for visiting. Like in this case, yung Amazon forest, okay? Maybe you are also located in a place which you can make use of into an ecotourist spot. Okay? That can also be a small business. Although ang difference lang, maybe this time you would need some community organizing. Okay? Kasi maybe you cannot do it alone. You would need to organize yourselves into a community tourist business, okay? Tourism business. Okay, the third aspect of our discussion is about market testing. Okay, okay, you have a business idea, you have evaluated it. Eventually, we have to test. Okay, we have to test it first. Okay, okay, we have to test. And then some consideration are idea protection. You have to protect your idea. Okay, kasi of course, once you start testing, it will go public. It will go public. People will see it immediately. So you would need to do some protection. Like number one, yung idea protection. The best way for idea protection is yung patent. Okay, if you can have your idea patented, Okay? You have a patent office, submit your plans. Right now, by word yung intellectual property, di ba? In intellectual property, we're all very conscious now of intellectual property. So an idea, a business idea, is an intellectual property which you can have protected. Okay? Sa script writing business, okay? Sa script writing business, ganun din. Okay? Because you have to submit your script. Okay? So, pwedeng magka agawan din the idea, although it's very yung doon naman ang protection is the copyright, okay, the copyrights. And then yung idea insurance, this is still not yet popular, okay, but in in the United States meron na ring some insurance companies, they even insure your ideas, okay, but this is too advanced. And then yung third is yung breadboard models and prototypes. What is a breadboard? Yung breadboard, yun yung in one is, this is where we slice our bread. Okay? Before we slice our bread, we need a board. Pwedeng chopping board, di ba? Yung chopping board, breadboard. Okay? The chopping board or the breadboard is a product. It's a very basic product.
Great.
Board lang siya. It's just a board na may handle. Okay? May sabitan. Okay? May pangsabit mala. Okay? And the idea is, that's where you can chop. It's a chopping board. Okay? Ano pa ba example natin? Yung palo-palo. Are you still using palo-palo when you wash your clothes? Okay, ba yung palo-palo?
Palo-palo sa damit.
Oo, sa damit, di ba? Palo-palo. Oh. It's a basic idea, di ba? It's a basic idea. Pero it's a product pa rin. Ngayon, ano yung breadboard dito? Yung breadboard is, if you have a business idea na let's say, ano siya, thing siya or new invention, nagawa ka ng basic working, hindi pa siya model eh, makikita lang na, the idea works. Okay? Yung model as compared to the model, yung model, ito na medyo makikita na ng mga tao, yan pala ang itsura niya. Okay, ganyan siya, model. Kaya meron tayong model airplanes, model houses, di ba? Meron tayong model house, model. Pero sa mga architects, di ba yung mga architects, they would make a model para makikita yung design ng bahay, design ng building. Okay? Eventually, you may have to do something like that. Depende sa product ninyo. Okay? So that you can sell the idea to investors. You can sell the idea to who might, depends on what you need. Okay? Baka need nyo is investments. Okay? And then yung prototype. Yung prototype, this is the working model, kumbaga. It's the first actual product na baka later on gagawin nyo ng for mass manufacturing or maybe for kung sa simple food, kumbaga sa simple food business, ito na yung unang timpla, di ba? Ito na yung unang atsara with olives, diba? Atsara with olives, di ba? Ito na yung first combination, pwede na kayo magpa-taste test, market testing. Okay. But eventually you would have to come up with something real and tangible that people can see. Okay, and then some more competition analysis. You have to think of the competition. Okay, the competition. In fact, most marketing ideas now revolves around the competition analysis. Sino ba yung competitor mo? Okay, anong capabilities nila? Kaya mo ba silang head-on competition? Kaya mo bang head-on competition? Okay. or guerrilla marketing muna. Okay, we have what we call the guerrilla marketing. If we can't compete head on with your competitor, pwedeng guerrilla style. Okay, just like what we did in World War II, guerrilla. Okay, paunti-unti until the competition realizes, malaki na pala yung market share na nakuha ng maliit na competitor. Reevaluate your idea. Okay, always try to do your best to reevaluate. Kahit nag-start na kayo, even if you have started, nag-launch na, continue to reevaluate. Okay? So that improvement will always come in. And then consult the experts. It's good to be always in touch with people who understand what you're trying to do. Okay? So that you can be given good advice. Okay. Okay, so let me just show one more video. Okay.
Kwentuhin mo kami kung ano itong nandito ngayon. Kasi dito.
Nandito po kami para ipagka itong 115th anniversary ng IDTI.
Oo.
Nandito po kasama yung mga tricycle namin. Ito po ipinagkalooban po ng DOEC ng Abaka. Abaka ng rooftop.
Yung group nito, Abaka.
Opo.
Ba't hindi ba matutulong ng Abaka rooftop?
Yung itutulong, unang-una, ang Abaka kasi matibay siya. Matibay siya, nagkaiba kaysa dating rooftop namin. Na ito talaga, napakaganda, malinis. At ito, pinagkaloob sa amin to, na libre, wala kaming babayaran.
Bakit naman kaya kayo ang napili? Ganito, pwede naman sa ibang bayan, pwede naman.
So this one, the business idea here is the rooftop of the tricycle. Okay. The rooftop of the tricycle is made of Abaka. Okay. So if there are if we have members from the Bicol region, okay, yung Abaka. Okay. Abaka is a product which you can make use of. Ang dami nating products or materials which we can use. Okay, so question for everybody. Okay, so what is your business idea? Okay, what is your business idea? Okay, so let me ask everybody. The floor is now open for discussion. Okay, floor is now open for discussion. Let's talk about your business idea. Okay. Sige, i-mute ko muna yung iba. Ayan. Mute all ko muna. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Unahin ko si Glo. Okay, Glo. So,
Una talaga no?
Sige. Reaction, comments, or ideas. What was going on in your mind when I was present?
because I was in the product of food production. So nakita ko dun sa sa product selling as sa product cycle na yung di ba 1 to 5 yon. So yung interaction comment is yung number 4 and number 5 yung sa saturation and decline. So na-experience ko to. I experienced this when I was in the for the bazaar sa rice under Libang Foundation sa BGC Taguig, sa Central Bank of the Philippines, then sa MOA sa FMX. So this saturation and decline, may mga products ako na meron din yung iba. So nagkaroon ako ng parang decline na paano ako makakabenta kung pare-pareho kami ng product. So I come up with the idea na pagka nagkakaroon kami ng bazaar or exhibit, hindi na ako nagdadala ng kapareho nila. So I'll see to it na yung product ko is totally different sa mga katabi ko na may mga exhibit kasi we were invited as exhibitors for the bazaar for selling. Ito yung mga persons with disabilities na nagkaroon ng desire to sell, to have a small business. Kasi when you go into the trainings like Rice Program Entrepreneurship, so sila yung nagpo-force na mag-join ka sa ganito, may mga invitation. So, naging active ako doon. So, ito yung nakita ko na gusto ko, I'll see to it na yung aking mga products, mga food products is totally different from them. Kasi, ito yung isang technique, isang uniqueness ng isang small business na kahit maliit yung business mo, see to it na at the end of the day, meron kang kinita. Meron kang yung gross and profit na sinasabi ay mag-gain mo after the end of the day. So yun yung sa akin. So yung may mga, can we show them about the product? Later. So that's it. Oo.
Yung minention mo na okay, kasi yung bazaar yun eh. Okay, you're
Yes,
thinking
bazaar.
of a small event. Paano yung application mo paano yung product mo na hindi mo dinala? Sabi mo hindi mo lang dinala para iba dun sa product. Pero are you still producing the product? Are you still producing?
Yes, I'm still producing the product online and yung mga product ko na ginagawa ko na hindi ko na nadadala sa mga exhibit or bazaar ay ini-introduce ko sa neighbor, sa mga friends ko, sa church, sa office. So beforehand sinasabihan ko na sila na ay mayroon akong product bukas is available na. So yun na, ngayon pa lang malalabas na yung product for tomorrow. Ngayon pa lang may line up na ako kung sino yung mga prospect ko to buy. So yun na kasi itong like for example, ang Maha Blanca and Leche Flan is you have to dispose it at once. So before the finished product, meron ka ng buyers, meron ka ng prospect na to distribute the product. So yun yung isang okay.
When we talk of saturation and decline, we're thinking of the entire market.
Yeah.
we're not only thinking of the bazaar.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so when you
What
when
I'm
you
trying to say
evaluate-
about what I'm trying to say about the saturation is when it comes to exhibit and bazaar. So yun na kasi ito na yung ano ko yung product ko na pinapaikot ko. So I'll see to it na hindi ko siya iiwanan sa ere. na ay hindi ito kumikita sa bazaar, hindi ito kumikita sa exhibit. Kasi pag sa exhibit kasi, hindi sila pwedeng bumili. But then, you have to give them your contact number, you have the calling card. So, pagka interested sila sa product, kukontakin ka nila. So, magkakaroon sila ng interest. So, they will find out how to reach you. So, yun yung isang ano doon. Then, yung sinasabi ko na hindi kumikita, hindi siya nagki-click doon kasi may magkakapareho na sa area na to. At dito is sa area ko naman at home, at sa office, and some friends in the church. So, I see to it na I come up na ma-dispose ko yung product. So, yun.
Kasi the way you're telling your story, what I'm getting is you don't think the market is saturated yet.
Okay.
Kasi nagpo-produce ka pa eh, di ba?
Nag-focus ako sa bazaar at exhibit. So,
Oo.
that's it.
Oo.
So, thank you. Thank you for
Oo,
that.
kasi nagpo-produce ka pa. You feel na meron pang space, meron ka pang market. You can still get a share of that market.
Yes.
So wala pa siya sa hindi pa fully saturated yung market. Especially nag-create ka pa ng innovation, 'di ba? Nagdagdag ka ng innovation. So we have what we call yung niche marketing. Yung niche marketing. You cannot if you cannot capture a big part of the market share, then look for a niche. Look for a niche. Isang kanto mo, a small corner of that market na iyong-iyo. That's yours. It's called the niche market. Isang strategy niyan ng which you can do, especially for small businesses.
Yes.
If you cannot capture a big share of the market, look for a small niche and then supply it with your product. And if you can do that, that only shows na hindi pa saturated yung market. Yung product mo, that product is not yet in decline. Si Josan. Josan, kamusta na? How are you, Josan?
From my end, from Rojas City Capiz, I'm just
Yeah.
okay, and I'm happy to inform everyone in our sector that my variety store is working well and earning well for my family. So, as I've heard from Miss Gloria for Bazaar, minsan magkapareho talaga yung produkto ng bawat seller. However, yun nga sinabi mo na yung niche na sinasabi mo, pwedeng talagang magawa ng paraan. And as you mentioned also a while ago, with regards to online marketing, napakaganda po ng picture ng Facebook, ng social media, upang ito'y palaganap sa mga kaibigan at kung sino man ang iyong kayang imbitahin, at pwedeng maging reseller mo and at the same time buyer ng product mo na available sa store.
Josan, so you have a variety store. Where is it located, yung variety store?
It's located in my place, in Rojas City. It's in highway of Barangay Gabuan, Rojas City. And lahat po ng 6 na barangay dumaraan dito at they keep on buying my vegetables. Kahit saan lang naman, pag lalo pa ngayong lockdown, people will not go out to the market and really buy the products. Hindi na kailangan pumunta ng palengke, kahit saan na lang pwede mapagbenta ng repolyo and other vegetables product from Baguio. So yun po ang naging produkto ko.
When did you start this variety store?
When I started this variety store last November until now, it's going so well and earning well. And marami pa pong nabubuksan na pintuan sa aking mga kapitbahay na naalala din po nila na pwede din silang magbenta. So hindi lang po kami, marami pa po ang nakikinabang sa tindahan na yun dahil nagkakaroon po sila ng petsay farm na doon na po rin bumibili ang karamihan dito sa amin sa Karatig barrio. So like 5 barangays at saka yung mga wholesaler ng malaking palengke namin dito sa Rojas, dito rin bumibili at minsan bumibili na rin sa tindahan ko ang lahat ng pangangailangan nila.
When you say variety store, ano to? Enclosed
It's
space?
composed-
Enclosed space ba siya?
Enclosed space pero kumpleto po lahat. Household needs, kitchen, at saka kung saan, sa buong bahay talaga yung gagamitin nila sa bahay-bahay nila.
Ilang square
So, kahit-
meters tong? Ilang square meters
Napakaliit
yun?
lang. It's only, I think it's only 20 meters by
20 by 60.
So ganun ng kaliit.
Uh-huh.
Opo.
20 by
Pero-
60? 16? 60?
16.
16.
16. Oo.
20 by 60.
So lahat na ng pangangailangan ng tao dito at Karatig barrio, dito na rin po namimili.
Property mo or are you renting?
I'm only renting for 1,000 a
Renting.
month.
A month.
So
Okay.
available yung gasol doon, available yung makakain ng pamilya
Mhm.
in a very affordable price. At saka nag-wholesale din ako ng mga pangangailangan sa bahay.
Before you decided to do this variety store business, what were your options?
We were actually in food processing industry. Like we are selling wholesale for Navarra Longanisa product from Calibo. So talagang international ang kanyang quality. So we are selling it. And when we started at least 200 packs lang muna ang nabebenta namin. Ngayon, we can even sell it up to 10,000 packs.
I mean, Joseph, sabi mo last November you started this variety store, di ba?
Opo.
How much capital did you invest? Did you
Nag-start lang kami sa 5,000 lang talaga.
5,000? Okay, so you had 5,000. Before you let go of your 5,000, you had other choices, di ba? What to do with your 5,000? Diba? That's what I want to know. How did you
Okay.
decide? What were your choices before you, okay, let's do this? What were you thinking about before you said last November, let's do this? Dito natin lagay yung 5,000. What were your choices?
Mhm. For the month of July of 2019, when I started my food processing product, just only in my residence. So, yun lang pasimula-simula hanggang nakita po talaga namin na lumaki at ang area ng coverage na pwedeng mapagbentahan. So, we opened it ng November yung variety store.
I see.
So,
I see.
karugtong lang talaga ito ng food processing
I
product
see.
na binebenta namin online.
So the more important choice pala is the food processing. Yun yung crucial business.
Opo.
So, kailan pa yung food processing business mo?
July of 2019.
July of 2019. So before you decided to do food processing, what was going on in your mind? before you decided to go on? Ano yung mga decision-making process mo?
We really went to the production area in Kalibo, Aklan para matalagang makuha namin yung direct contact ng may-ari. And anyway, it was a land trip together with my family. So, nagbisita na rin ako sa mga pamilya ko doon, sa mga kaibigan ko doon, sa naging opisina ko rin doon, at lalong-lalo na sa review center ko. So, nung nakarating na kami doon, that was the hardest time na, well, knowing Sir Rome na when that during that time I was totally off from my work as PIDAO, officer of Rojas City Capiz. So, sabi ko talagang maging dibdiban na to kasi pag hindi ako nag-success dito, wala pong mangyayari sa buhay ko. More particularly to me, dahil wala akong magiging trabaho sa buong araw ko dito sa bahay, buong buwan ko sa bahay kasama ang pamilya. So, bumili muna kami ng worth 5,000. And then when we had their contact numbers, even their bank account, doon na po nagsimula ang through banking ang transactions. Pinapadala po nila through AUV shuttle, and then magpapadala kami ng pera sa bangko. And then yun na po nagsimula talaga. Nagkaroon naman ng magandang buhay na tuloy-tuloy po. When we started, 2 box lang muna hanggang umaabot na po ng 10 boxes.
All right. Si Glo, nagre-raise ka ba ng hand kanina? Para nagre-raise ka ng hand, Glo? Hindi. Sige. Si Debong, punta tayo kay Debong. Nag-freeze yata si Debong. Parang naka-freeze si Debong. Then. Ayun, si Debong. Hello, Debong.
Apa.
Debong, baka may comment ka, idea, question?
Ako nasa idea ko na mag-umpisa small business. Yung pag-print sa t-shirt. Kasi
sa
yun
t-shirt.
Print. Yung kasi yung alam ko. Ayoko kasi nung sabi ko nga dati, ayoko yung pagkahalimbawa at may tao ko iniwan yung print hindi matutuloy. Kumbaga, kung kahit na umalis siya or pupuntahan, tuloy pa rin, kaya kong gawain. Yun ang tinatarget ko kasi yung misis ko nga, sana pag-uwi, yun ang ayoko na siyang umalis. Yun na lang ang aming gagawin. Tapos ang magiging noong pamanay, nagawa ko na yun, kaya malakas ang loob ko na alam ko na kaya ko kasi nagawa ko na yun. Kaya lang, ang hindi ko maipagpatuloy kasi kulang ako sa kilos. Kung ako lang mag-isa, hindi ko kaya. Kasi halimbawa, nag-print, tapos ibibilad, yun ang hindi ko kaya. Kasi dahil nga sa kalagayan ko ngayon, kung meron akong katuwang, yung misis ko nga, kaya namin ipagpursigin dalawa. Yun ang nasa isip ko.
Well, hindi naman kailangan misis mo yung kasi pwede ka naman mag-hire, di ba? Pwede mong isama sa plano mo or sa business idea mo yung assistant, di ba? Pwede mong
kasi dala ako sa sa helper kasi nagkaroon na nga ako ng shop sa Bustos, sa Bulacan. Sa ibang bayan ng Bulacan, nagkaroon ako ng mga helper. Pagka syempre may kanya-kanyang attitude yung mga halimbawa may tanggap, matataon na aalis, hindi kami makakapag-production. Kasi hindi ko kaya siyang marami kasing ano yun eh, lalagyan ng palaman sa loob yung t-shirt, tas tatatakan. Yung tatak, kaya ko. Kasi kailangan, naka-steady yun. Ngayon, pag uhugutin na at ibibilad para madaling matuyo sa susunod na kulay, yung bang ganun, ayoko na nung para bang marami na kasi kami naging taong gano'n na sa ibang ano, yung parang pinakikiusapan mo, nakikisuyo ka, pero binabayaran mo na may araw niya. Para bang ganon. Eh ayoko nung ganon. Ewan ko, sa ugali ko. Ayoko nung ganon. Gusto ko, dire-diretso, walang ano. Kaya yan ang nasa isip ko. Yung misis ko, kaya namin pagtyagaan lang kasi yung kikitain nun, sa amin mapupunta eh. Kami ang mag-aani nun.
Pwede rin yun. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na nakatagpo ka ng 10 irresponsible helpers, hindi ibig sabihin the 11th, yung pang-11 ay ganun din. Di ba?
Tama naman.
Baka hindi mo pa nahanap. Hindi mo pa nahanap yung...
Tama naman. Tama naman yun.
Although maganda rin, may
nga.
advantage kung wife mo. Kasi meron yung tinatawag na yung sa franchising actually nagsimula yung mom and pops, husband and wife, nagtutulungan lang sa business, small business, family business na yun, mom and pop store. Kumbaga, mom and pop store. Maganda rin yun. Isang klaseng lifestyle yun, isang klaseng
tapos, lagi pa kami magkasama.
Correct.
Tapos,
yun, maganda rin yan.
Tapos, nung last December, nasalin na rin ako sa basar. Yun, taon-taon nang mangyayari sa akin yun. Ang dinidisplay ko, paintings. Wala naman doon na nakasaad na kung ang i-display mo is painting, wala ka na dapat ibang i-display. Pwede naman. Kaya magkakaroon ako ng variety na po pwede kong i-display doon.
Correct.
Kaya
look at the situation, Debo. Okay, assuming na umuwi sa Pilipinas yung wife mo, 'di ba? Nag-mom and pop store kayo. And nag-click yung business. Bumaha ng order. Bumaha ng order. Na kayong dalawa kulang na rin, di ba? Kulang na rin.
Kulang na kamay.
Kulang na kayong dalawa. Eventually, you have to consider the possibility of growth. Di ba? Yung growth.
Okay.
Pag growth na pinag-usapan mo, i-stop mo na ba yung growth or would you capture that growth? Would you, di ba? Eventually,
ika-capture ko.
So eventually, you would have to think of hiring more. Diba?
Palagay ko ang kukunin ko, PWD. Alam ko yung PWD talagang sa trabaho. Siyempre, yung PWD kukunin ko, yung hindi siya yung mobility siya. Yung hindi nakaka-debt. Wag lang muna yung parang paralyzed na katulad ko yung paadang kasi mobility nga ang kailangan kong maging helper.
Correct.
Siguro yun ang kukunin ko.
Siyempre, lagam sa job description.
Makakatulong pa ako.
Correct. Si May. Hello, May. Si May Karamay. May, kamusta na? Nakamute ka, May. Kamusta nang after 1 week? Kamusta nang sari-sari store?
Ganun pa rin po.
Ganun pa rin?
Nag-aano po ako ngayon yung online online business po.
Paano yan? How does it work yung online
halimbawa
business?
po, may nakita akong nagpo-post ng mga pagkain, kung ano-ano po. Inaano ko muna po siya, kinakausap ko para sa presyo. Tapos po, kung papayag sila sa presyo ko, umaano naman po sila. Pinagbibigyan naman po nila ako. Tapos
What do
po,
you mean sa presyo mo? Ano ibig mo
Halim-
sabihin sa presyo mo?
halimbawa po sa presyo nila na medyo mataas, tapos po, ibebenta ko rin po siya. Inaano
Okay.
nila po, bababaan po nila ako. Tapos po,
So,
kung kung iaano ko na po siya, pag nakapag-usap na po kami sa presyo na gusto ko ho,
oo.
ipopos ko na po siya. Tapos po, pagka po merong umorder, saka po ko kukuha sa kanya. Tapos po,
Okay.
pinapakiusapan ko din po siya na kung pwede po, yung bayad ko po ay pag nabenta ko na po siya. Pumapayag
Okay.
naman po. Kasi dito
Okay.
lang naman po sa amin.
Consignment ang tawag.
Parang
Dito po
consignment.
yun. Tapos
Pero
po,
wala pang,
pa,
may benta ka na? Nakabenta ka
opo,
na?
nakakailang ano na po ako.
So,
Kagaya
paano,
po nung- pa,
paano yung delivery?
ano po, pagka po sa delivery, nagtatanong po ako kung free delivery po. Kasi po, sinasabi ko po sa kanila na hindi ko po siya makukuha kasi po hindi ako nakakalakad.
Okay.
Tapos, umaano naman po sila na pumapayag na i-deliver po dito sa bahay.
I-deliver
tapos-
muna sa'yo.
Opo, i-deliver sa akin. Tapos
Paano mo i-deliver sa sa
yun naman po
buyer
sa
mo?
umo-order naman po sa akin, sinasabi ko naman po sa kanila na kung pwede po na pumunta na lang po kayo dito sa bahay namin. Kasi po hindi rin po ako nakakalakad. Ganun lagi po sinasabi ko.
Nabebenta mo naman.
Opo, tapos pumupunta na po sila dito sa bahay. Tinatawagan na lang po nila ako kung paano pumunta rito sa amin.
Oo.
Yun po, ganun lang po ang ginagawa ko.
Actually, hindi siya on consignment. It's more of marketing eh. Ang business mo is marketing. Meron kang supplier,
Opo.
yung supplier mo nag-online, ano din siya? Naka-public din yung kanyang store? Online
Rin po siya, nag-online din po siya. Kinukuha
Ano yung
ko
price?
lang.
Paano yung price niya at price mo?
Inaano po niya, binababaan po niya. Pag po sa reseller po, binababaan po ang bigay sa amin.
May reseller siya. Okay.
Opo.
So siya,
Depende
meron
po.
siyang reseller price.
Opo,
Oo,
meron po.
Okay. Ayun.
Sinasabi
Tapos
po
ay
nila
depende.
kung halimbawa
Okay.
po mga lima pataas, bababaan po nila yun.
I see. Okay. At least mutual yung nyo, yung
Opo.
relationship mo with your supplier. Hindi ka
Ganun
naman
na
niya
lang.
nakikita as threat. Hindi ka niya nakikita as threat sa kanyang negosyo. Kundi
Opo.
ka-partner ka niya in a way. Kasi reseller ka.
Saka
Oo.
nakikiusap din naman po ako na pag
Oo.
po yung sa bayad-bayad po, inaano ko po na kung pwede po na
Oo.
pag nabenta ko na po siya, babayaran ko na
Oo.
po siya.
Paano mo siya binabayaran?
Ano po, pumupunta naman po yung nanay ko dun sa bahay nila.
Pupunta naman. Oo.
Opo. Pag meron naman po akong naiipon.
Malapit lang.
Opo,
Oo.
malapit. Dito lang din po sa lugar namin.
Dito lang. Okay.
Kapag po
Sige.
naman naiipon po ako na ipang babayad ko sa kanya, kinakash ko na rin po.
Oo.
Iniikot-ikot ko lang po.
Edi may sweldo yung nanay mo sa'yo. May delivery.
Kasama sana yun.
Kaya nga po eh. Kaya nga po
Kasama sa overhead.
pag nagbebenta
Kasama sa
nga po
overhead
ako.
dapat.
Kapag nga po ako nagbebenta.
Magkano sweldo mo sa nanay mo?
Wala po. Bibigay na lang
May
po.
kailangan yun kasi
Opo.
part sa expenses
Opo.
sa mga
Nagbibigay naman
Oo.
po. Kung kapatid ko
may
naman
overhead.
po. Nung isang araw po, ang kapatid ko naman po ang pinadeliver ko kasi po medyo malayo. Pero binibigyan ko rin naman po siya.
Ang nagustuhan ko sa ginagawa ni May, nag-start na siya for e-commerce. Nag-e-commerce na si May eh. Although hindi pa perfect yung system niya kasi kailangan pa magkita, kailangan pang Pag e-commerce, wala nang alisan ng office yan eh. Wala na. Puro ano
And
na yan. Full
Rome, the good thing
deliver,
is,
yung bayad, payment,
mm,
oo.
and
Lo,
Rome,
oo.
yes, the good thing is, there is an improvement about last week, di ba?
Compared to
Na,
last week.
oo.
Oo.
Yes, compared to last week. So, nag-explore siya ngayon into another thing. So, actually, pwede share ko lang about that online business na yan din ang ano ko kasi aside from dun sa mga nag-order sa akin na sa mga special occasion, so meron din akong online. So, ang ginagawa ko, pagka may mga orders, it's either meet up or yung payment through LBC or Palawan. So, yun yung ginagawa ko. Then, sa mga halimbawa sa special occasion, ang best seller ko kasi is yung Maha Blanca pancit and variety of pancit at saka yung quail, siomai with quail eggs. Napaka best seller ko talaga yon. So, ang mga regular clients ko is ABS-CBN kasi that time, ang anak ko ay editor siya sa ABS-CBN sa editing department. So, every after 2 weeks, meron silang regular meeting. So, sa akin sila kumukuha. So, every time na may order sila, 3 bilao ng isang bilaong pancit, isang bilaong Maha Blanca. So, then isang bilaong quail egg. So, yun yung regular every after 2 weeks. So, dinideliver ng husband ko. Tapos, sino-charge nila sa fare. So, yun. Then, okay naman yung relationship until such time na pinirate yung anak ko sa CCP. So, sa CCP naman yung client. So, ganun. Tapos yung online, pagka yung andun yung meet up. So, yung anak ko ang nagtatrabaho sa ganyan kasi hindi naman ako pwede. So, tapos hands-on ako sa... Yes.
Napasok mo ng ABS-CBN, di mo na pinabayaan. Kahit lumipat,
kasi
di ba? Kahit lumipat yung daughter mo sa CCP, i-maintain mo yung market mo sa ABS-CBN. Di ba?
Yun nga eh. Yun nga. Kasi nagkaroon ng konting doon. So, nung nawala yung anak ko doon, meron din yung mga natira doon ng mga friends at saka kaklase ng anak ko noon. So sila pa rin yung nag-ano ng online. Then na lang ang ginagawa, dinadala ng anak ko pagka weekend. Tapos yun nagiging regular naman yun. But not like before na every after 2 weeks na may meeting is mababa yung 3 bilao na variety of foods ang na-deliver na sa kanila. So, nagiging regular yun. Aside from the online na diba, sa tapos yung mga special occasions sa mga office na, Glo, may pwede ka ba magluto ng isang bilang pancit or pwede mo kami order na 50 pieces na siomai with quail eggs. So, yung mga ganun pa na kahit nasa bahay ka, kahit nasa office ka is the business is still moving. So yun yung naging yung share ko.
Thank you, Glo. Kasama natin ngayon si Rodeline. Hello, Rodeline.
Wow, Rodeline! Rodeline is the president of San Mateo.
Unmute mo nga. Ayan. So si Rodeline, may business ka, Rodeline?
Actually, sir, ang business ko po sa ngayon yung mga computer shop. Kaya lang, mula nung nag-COVID, medyo nag-close. Pati po yung aking parlor nag-close. Kasi
parlor ka din?
Opo.
Saan yung parlor mo?
Nag-close din po. Wala pa pong ngayon eh. Wala pa pong signal sa amin kung pwede nang mag-operate.
Pwede na. Saan yung po. Mo? Saan yung parlor mo?
Dito lang po dito po sa tabi ng bahay ko lang po.
Saan yung bahay mo?
Dito po sa may San Mateo, sir.
San Mateo. Ayun.
Sa Barangay Silangan, San Mateo, Rizal po.
Kasi baka pwedeng modified, 'di ba? Pwedeng modified. Ang iniiwasan lang naman is yung gathering ng mga tao. Baka pwedeng modified. So by appointment. Baka pwede kang sa parlor by appointment, pa isa-isa lang.
Opo,
Pwede
ganun
kaya,
nga po ang nangyayari
oh,
ngayon, sir.
ayun, oo. So, tuloy yung
Paisa-isa lang
business.
po ang pumupunta doon sa bahay. Kaya lang, parang nahirapan din po
Rodeline,
ako dahil
Rodeline, pwede ba magpa-service? Pwede ba
Oh,
magpa-home service?
bakit hindi ma'am? Bakit hindi
Yes.
ma'am? Basta may sasakyan.
Oo.
Pasundo ako.
So, Rodeline, bakit
Yeah.
ang pinili mong negosyo ay computer shop at parlor? Bakit yun ang pinili mo?
Kasi po sir, noon ay parang nagiging ano po yung computer shop dito sa lugar namin. Yung anak ko po kasing panganay medyo maagang nag-asawa. Siya naman po ay nakatapos ng ano ba to? IT. Kaya siya po yung nag-encourage sa akin na mama, ano kung magtayo tayo ng ano sa computer shop. So yun po yung napagkasunduan po namin na nagiging business po namin. Ginawa ko pong computer shop po yung ilalim lang po ng bahay namin. May isang part lang po doon na isang kwarto na binuksan ko pong para sa computer shop. Actually, meron lang po kami 11 na computer. Pero noong alam mo naman po dito sa Pilipinas, pagka po medyo gumaganda yung business mo, meron kang biglang may kalaban, yung mga ganun pong senaryo sa amin. So, ang ginawa po nung anak ko, yung 5, inakyat niya po dito sa pinaka-sentro ng aming barangay, dito sa Silangan, malapit sa barangay namin. Yung 5, iniwan niya ho yung 5 doon. Hanggang inabot naman po ng ito na nga, COVID po.
So, pero pagkatapos ng COVID, tingin mo magbaback to
Hopefully,
normal?
sir. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Sige.
Sana po, sir. Kasi
nakukuha ko sa'yo, parang happy ka naman.
Meron din po kaming pizzahan.
Pizzahan. Oo. Ang dami mo palang business. Saan naman yung pizzahan mo?
Opo, meron po kami franchise. Nag-franchise din po kami, sir. Nag-franchise. Sorry, kaya ako nagiging parang nagka-interest po dito sa topic ngayon, sir. Kasi sa nakalagay po dito yung mga small business. Ano yun? Yung starting small business.
Starting, managing,
kaya po nagka-interest
small
ako.
business. Oo.
Opo. Meron din po kami American style pizza. Ang tawag doon? Parang ganun.
Oo.
Yung
Pero yung pangalan,
po naman po yun.
Ang pangalan ng anong brand ng pizza? New York?
Yun
ba
po,
yung
yung
New
American
York?
style.
Yun ang
Hindi po.
pangalan niya?
Opo. Yun po yung pangalan niya.
Yun ang pangalan ng pizza, American style pizza.
Opo.
I see,
Yun po yung
okay.
may mga burgers, mga ganyan-ganyan. Kasi po yung aking manugang naman po ang may humahawak po nun. Dahil hindi na ho na sila nagtrabaho pareho.
Person with disability ka ba?
Yes, sir. Orthopedic po ako, sir. Limping po ako.
Orthopedic. Okay. Anong tawag doon?
Limping. Parang sa akin lang, Rome.
Limping po.
Limping.
Limping.
I see.
Limping.
Parang sa akin lang.
But I am not using any PWD gadgets po, sir. Devices, I rather. Ano lang po, yung ano lang po ako, hindi po ako nagsasaklay, hindi po ako gumagamit ng kahit any PWD devices.
Ayun, sige.
Yung husband ko, sir, PWD din po yung husband ko, sir. Naka-wheelchair po siya.
Wheelchair naman, I see. Kasama, involved ba siya sa business mo? Sa mga business mo?
Opo.
Anong contribution niya sa business mo?
Actually, hindi niya po ano yun dahil nagtatrabaho po kasi siya sa Department of Labor and Employment po. Kaya medyo pinaubayan na niya po sa amin. Opo. Pero ang ginagawa na lang niya pagka yung nandito sa amin dito kasi weekly lang po siya umuwi sa amin. Kung kailangan lang po namin yung mga delivery na wala pong kasi siya ay may sasakyan naman po. Yun po, ginagamit po namin yung sasakyan niya. Yun na lang po yung nagko-contribute niya sa amin.
Si Denden, di pa kita narinig. Kamusta yung business mo, Denden? Kamusta yung business mo? Nakamute ka pa. Unmute mo nga. Kamusta ang business mo, Dandan? Ayan. Kamusta ang business mo?
Wala akong, ang business ko lang yung nagawa ng pattern ng Rockpage.
Oo. Kamusta ang sales? Kamusta ang sales?
Medyo mahina.
Mahina ngayon? Oo. Online ka, hindi ba?
Pag umuwi si sale, para kung yung ginagawa niya, yung hilig niya, yung gumawa ng mga production, and kumain
Oo.
nagawa ng pattern, siya ang nagawa ng panahe.
Oo. So ikaw, pattern. Basta pattern, sagot mo. Paano mo minamarket yung ano mo? Yung service mo? Paano mo minamarket? Paano?
Facebook, may iba na may paid.
Sige. Meron kang bagong innovation sa ano mo, sa business mo? Merong bago sa business mo? Hello, Den. Nag-freeze si Den. Oo, sige. Nag-freeze si Den. Sige, we have to wrap up, okay, ang meeting natin ngayon. But the general idea is, yung nga, most of us ngayon, meron nang nasimulan. Okay? Meron nang nasimulan. You have somehow committed to a certain business idea. Nagtaya na kayo. Nagtaya na tayo. So, but think of this product na meron siyang cycle, di ba? Meron siyang cycle. So, nasaan na kayo dun sa cycle na yon? Keep on improving yung business idea. Keep on thinking about how to improve your product. To continue to innovate. Okay? Pag nag-stop tayo mag-innovate, that's the time na magdi-decline na eh. Okay? So, in our mind, continue to innovate. Dapat hindi siya nag-stop yung innovation. In whatever degree, kahit maliit lang yan. Kahit maliit lang yan. Kahit 1% lang yan na innovation, it's still innovation. And it's a sign of growth ng business. Okay? Sige. So, meron bang kailangan tayong sagutin na question from anybody before we wrap up? There's a very urgent question that we need to answer before we close. Wala naman? Sige. So, we will close our meeting na. Okay? So, thank you for showing up. Okay? I think yun yung isang best attitude of an entrepreneur, of a businessman. He shows up to opportunities. Okay? And for those who are listening to us, thank you for tuning in. This is a continuous process. Okay? Innovation, thinking of our livelihood, thinking of our business, and doing something about it is a continuous process. And the Center for Persons with Disability Advocates is here for whatever assistance you might need us. Okay, we'll try to work together. Okay, sige. So goodbye everybody. So long. Have a nice day. We still have a half day ahead of us. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. Thank you.